Got another critter in the shop. This is, y'all know Ricky. He gets bigger and bigger and bigger every time we see him. Ricky the third. I swear, look how big this guy is. 11 years old. He'll be 12 in August. Yeah, he'll be 12. He's gonna be about that big when it's all said and done. But, I saw that report card you got. I ain't never seen so many A's in my life. All of them. Straight A's. Wasn't that all year long?
No.
Wasn't the straight A's at the end though? Yep. Your papa never got grades like that. I promise. Take after your granny, huh? Yeah. Yep. He's spending a couple days with us. Who all's gonna come spend the night tonight too?
Junior and Maddie and Lexi and
All
all them.
all the kids will be here tonight except for Chunky Monkey and Eva. And they might even show up, who knows. Y'all for me and Granny. You boys don't tear up the house.
I can't make any promises. I mean, I can, but I can't.
Yeah, well, we'll try not to tear up the house. Alright. Alright, ready to go back in? Get stuff on your shirt. Oh well. That's a boy thing, huh?
Yep.
It's a man thing. Tell everybody bye.
Goodbye.
Alright, y'all. We went from this. This is an old sawmill blade. It was about that wide. I still got plenty more of it out there. From this to this. Now this reclaim is much harder to work with than regular knife steel, the kind that you order, because I have to hand cut it with a grinder, but my saw won't cut that. It's very, very hard. Shape it, get the rust off of it, sand it, get the rust off of it, sand it some more, sand it some more. And then you have to anneal it in the forge, which means get it very, very, very hot, way past the magnetic point where it's non-magnetic. Close the forge up, let it cool very, very slowly, and that usually takes, this time of year, several hours. Don't touch it until it's cool. That way you can drill the holes for the handles and it's easier to grind. Get it ground, sand it some more, and sand it some more, and sand it some more. Then then take it back to the forge. Then you have to heat treat it to bring the hardness back. Heat treat it, quench it in oil, and I always clamp this thinner material in my straightening jig, and it sits for a couple more hours. Then come back, blade etch, sand it some more, because you got to clean all the carbon off of it after you do that. Oh, then put it in tempering oven for an hour or two. Then sand it some more. Did I say he had to sand these things? Then polish, which I just got done polishing. Now we're going to put the handles on. Now for this, I'll put it on the belt sander and just knock that off, clean that up, and it leaves a rough finish so the epoxy will stick very well. And this one will be finished by lunchtime. It's real early in the morning. It's about 7 o'clock. I'm going through another bout of not being able to sleep too much, so might as well come out and go to work, right? Anyway, I'll show it to you when it's finished. All the kids are scattered all over the living room, laying on whatever they could find to go to sleep after their sleepover last night. They played hard and had a good time. Let's see what's in store for today. Let's look at this knife again here in just a little while. Alright y'all, while the handle is drying on that chef knife, one side's almost dry, I've been roughing out another one. Now this one was designed by my buddy David, the man who stomps on dirt. But y'all hadn't checked out his channel, I suggest you do that. Very, very good outdoor channel. Good friend of mine. I'll leave a link down below to his channel. I think a lot of y'all have been over there and seen him. But he sent me a picture a while back of a chef knife that he wants, his own design. I've got it roughed out. Now this one is 1/8 inch steel, a little bit thicker than the other one, for a reason, and I'll show y'all that reason in a little while. Get on it some more. Now it's roughed out right now. I got to finish getting it all symmetrical there, and I'll show you all the next steps on this one and why it's a thicker steel. Now this one will have a crown stag handle. It's going to be sharp, and he's going to name this one the Cutting Dirt. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be more work than a normal knife because we're going to have to do some milling on it with the milling machine, but that's okay. We have the technology. Now once I get it smoothed off here, I'm going to go ahead and grind the bevels, and you'll see why all that is important here in just a little bit. But right this minute, get back to this other one and get the other handle glued on. Alright, got the bevels ground. Gonna go ahead and blade etch it. And we got a couple of divots in there, but that's okay. I'll show you why in a little bit. Now, I've showed blade etching a lot of times. So I'll go ahead and show it again. Now the other one, the epoxy, is almost dry enough to work with, and we'll get that handle finished up here shortly. While I'm waiting on that, we might as well work on this one. I really like these new stencils that Miss Tasha made for me. Very cool stuff. Just about there. Alright, that's plenty. Turn off our homemade etching machine. Now it's real important, the bigger these are, the better they are. But you don't want the solution to get off of this area, or it'll etch little marks in there. That's the trouble I have with the old ones. Peel this off, and it always leaves the stick-to-them, and sometimes a little bit of the thing on there like that because it's hot, but it's easier to take off hot than it is cold. We can get that off easy enough. Like that. Then we'll get us a razor blade. Wherever I put it, I've got one laying around here somewhere. Anyway, we'll just scrape that off, clean off that stictum, check on that other handle, and then this is going to the milling machine. And I'll show you all something very unique on this one. Alright, blade etching is done. Cleaned everything off with acetone. Got our Dicom layout fluid. And this is going to take a little bit to dry. Both sides, we want to put this down. I'm putting down a little heavier than maybe it should be, but you machinists out there, y'all get on me about it. You'll see why in just a minute. Let this dry, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the other side also. I could use a big Sharpie marker, which I have one. That would work just fine. But I have this, so I'll use it. And I've had this for a long time. It lasts a long time. A little bit goes a long ways, put it that way. Oop, let's turn the camera off. Alright, let's show you all the next step. Get the camera, maybe you can see it. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to cut some grooves, serrations in there, so when you cut meat or whatever, it'll fall to the side. And do it on both sides. And that little divot that I messed up on there, that's going to be one of them. Get us a rough mark, and we're going to mark them sort of evenly spaced. When I get them on the mill, they'll be straighter than that. Don't have to be perfect, just sort of like that. Then take our square and the scribe, straighten those lines up a little bit so we can see them better on it when we get it over to the mill. Yeah, that's that side. Now we'll flip it over like that. And we want to go in between these two. After you throw the scribe on the floor. That way they're not lined up exactly. We're going to take a little bit of material out. Won't be a lot, but just enough to keep your meat or whatever you're cutting from sticking. There we go. Marks here, and got our marks here offset. Now most of them you see have little slits cut up to here. I'm gonna cut them all the way up to the top on both sides, and I think that'll give it a good look, and I think it'll work very, very well. Like I said, once I get it set in the mill, it'll be square in there, and everything will come out a little bit straighter than what these lines are. So there we go. That's the next operation on this one. For now, I think the epoxy's dry on the other chef knife, and let's get it finished up. Work, 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 work. All right, y'all. I'm in the shop late tonight. I had to go in earlier and play with all the grandkids before they went home and getting the rest of their week going. I'll show you the handle on this one. Dark walnut. Now, it still likes the final sharpening, and that handle really needs to cure overnight before I do touch it too awful much. There it is. Chef knife. Final polish, final sharpen. I'm going to make a little slip cover for it, and that one will be ready to go. Should have been ready to go last weekend, but I didn't take into account the holiday weekend. So anyway, we'll let that dry overnight and finish it up tomorrow and take it to be sent home. And we'll make a part 2 with this one. So I didn't get to it. I didn't get to doing the rest of it. But I really want to go into a little more detail when I do it and show you how I'm doing it. So this is the cutting dirt chef knife. It will have a crown stack handle, like I think I mentioned. I don't remember what I said earlier, but there we go. We'll work on that one tomorrow. And that will also get a little slip cover, just like this other one. After that, I've got 2 handles to repair. And something else I'm going to work on. And maybe I'll get the handles done by this weekend. I'm going to try. Excuse me. I'm going to try. My nap did not go so well earlier, so I need another one. All right. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for your support. And see if we can't do a little bit better tomorrow.